The answer is always, always inside of you. Depression is a killer. Let's face it, we've all been through hard times in our life. Just out of interest, how many of you in this room have ever been through some sort of hard time in your life, whether it's with relationships, mental health, family, or work? Wow, quite a lot of you. We've all been there, right? We've all faced some sort of difficult challenges in our life. This is for people who are struggling with mental health issues or life in general, really. So let my experience help you. I was born in Pakistan, and when I was 7, I moved to the UK with my mom so we could be with my dad. I didn't see my dad for 4 years prior to this, as he was in the UK working so many jobs, just money for us. When I was 13, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. He passed away within a year, and shortly after his death, my mom fell ill and I became a young carer at the age of 14. Now, at the time, I didn't understand why this was happening to me. All I knew was the world around me was falling apart, and I felt so unsafe and frightened to be alive. I felt so isolated and alone as I'm the only child. There was so much fear within me that I began suffering from crippling anxiety and depression to a point I could not even step outside the house without having a panic attack. There was a time when I used to have panic attacks 2-3 times a day, and even doing the smallest things like going for a walk in the park or going Tesco was just too much for me. I managed to let my circumstances affect my everyday life. My education and my social life was deeply affected. I was mentally and physically exhausted as I was battling anxiety and depression for more than 13 years, along with some difficult challenges that comes with being a carer. Now, during this time, I questioned everything, and I'm sure you guys have too. What did I do to deserve this? If God was real, why would he make me suffer? Why would he make anyone else suffer? What's the point in life? Then 2 years ago, I experienced something that I had never experienced or heard of before. Maybe it's hard for you to believe because it was for me at the time, but I had what they call an intense and blissful out-of-body experience that changed the way I saw the world. I kid you not, my fears disappeared overnight, and I began doing things that I was so afraid of doing. I started studying, I went to more social events, and hey, I even went on a helicopter ride twice over Manchester and Peak District without any fear. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have some sort of mystical out-of-body experience to change your circumstances, to change your mindset, no. Everyone wakes up to their own truth in many different ways. This was just my turning point. So like I said, since the experience, I went through a rapid transformation, not only physically, but mentally too. It was like I was given a new pair of eyes, and I became consciously aware of how much the fear was holding me back from doing the things that I wanted to do. I also realized how important it is to go within yourselves to find the answer and to be in a positive mindset. So I'm standing here in front of all of you to show you that change can happen. You can turn your life around. The key to everything in life is to not to give up no matter how hard your life may be. During the darkest days of your life, that's when you experience the most growth. So when you're going through hard times, just know that it's making you strong in so many ways that you don't even realize yet. Live your life without any fear and watch how it flows for you. When the hard times arrive, just trust in the process and have faith that it will pass, because it will. So if you'd like to know more about my outer body experience, perhaps you have experienced something similar yourself. Or you may be going through a bit of a transformation, come and talk to me. I would love to hear all about it. Before I leave, I'll leave you with a quote by Dr. Wayne Dyer. I'm sure some of you might have heard of him. Awesome guy. It goes, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So always, always stay positive and keep going. Thank you. Boop, boop, boop.